Teachers recognized that they were lacking accountable talk in their daily lessons. So we decided to implement accountable talk into our Monday meetings.
But anyway, so once kids get used to doing it, and Jenkins and I used to offer them like extra credit. We say, you know, if we hear you using accountable talk in your discussions, you know, we'll offer you extra credit, and they would just be real loud with it, just to make sure we heard. But it made them force them to talk, you know, use academic language.
Okay, and so when you're doing accountable talk, who's doing most of the talking? The student. So he's definitely student-centered and not teacher-centered. And so when I come in a few of the classrooms up here, I'm hearing the teachers do a whole lot of talking, right? And so accountable talk gives students an opportunity to have an academic conversation. And so there are sentence starters. I gave you guys a packet. Each duo has a packet. I didn't print them individually, but you can take them and hang them up and do whatever you want to, and I can send it to you. But there are sentence starters for different parts of the conversation. When would you really use accountable talk? When's a good time to use it? It's so easy to insert. When I figured out that accountable talk was on one of the indicators, I posted the stems around the room, and when kids had conversations, they had to use those stems. It's so easy to get their point. And so that's why we chose it, because it's so easy to insert it. So when can you do accountable talk with your students?
I know.
In front load. Front load is really good to do. The person that's doing most of the talking is doing the learning.
And Coach Harris, my suggestion, because you know I go through the same stuff, but is if I do a turn and talk, and you like y'all walk around, when I do them, I don't give them a long time to talk, because that's when they get thrown off very quick. Absolutely. But if you do it like in a 30-40 second spurt, and then walk around and facilitate and say, I really like the way I hear. When you start doing it, then everybody wants to do the right thing. So don't do it for long, because you're right. They're going to jump off.
Okay, so look at some of the samples in your packet. Y'all come together. Look at the packet, because it gives you some sentence stems. What are some of the stems that stick out to you immediately that you can definitely use in your class?
Oh, I like I agree with so-and-so when you said so-and-so.
Absolutely. It's so easy to do accountable talk. It's so easy. And then instead of kids yelling out silly answers and things like that, it forced them to think about what they're about to say.
90 does this all the time.
Yeah, so you know, they're practicing it definitely in reading, and so it's something that you all can incorporate easily in your classroom. Because you having the conversations, they're just not the accountable talk conversations, and so you have to get them to a point where they're able to use those. I think Don was in your class when I did your evaluation, and he said, I like the way such and such. And I was like, yes, Don.
Boys do.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? But you have to understand that they're coming from an environment in elementary school where they're doing it as well. And so they know the accountable talk skills. You just have to enforce it in your classroom. All right. And so I want to give each duo an opportunity to come up with a snippet. Just a snippet of how you want to incorporate the accountable talk in your classroom, and I want you to practice. So I'm gonna give you about 60 seconds to kind of come up with a presentation real quick about how you're going to implement the accountable talk stems, right? And because some of you all still have evaluations going on, and so it doesn't make sense for you all to keep getting dinged on the same thing. And so if we do accountable talk, then you won't, like I can give Boyd something, a suggestion on her evaluation, then the next time I don't see that's not a problem next time, because she has fixed the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not make it a habit of getting corrections about the same thing. Let you get new faults.
And what I do want to say is I know for a fact just from my drop-ins that I see everybody kind of doing it. Mm-hmm. But I think what we just, as a middle school team, we just probably need to do it more consistently and to make sure it's like a running thing. So just know that they're gonna get the extra points and just start writing it up somewhere. You know, keep up with it so that they'll remember to do it because they know to do it. They do it in all our classes. They don't do it consistently though. That's the only thing. So that's what we need to work on.
And so from this point on in our meetings, what we're going to do is practice it. And so when you have a suggestion or anything during our presentation, then you use the accountable talk stems.
And that'll help you.
So that's gonna help you think about it as well instead of just yelling out, you know how we do sometimes. So I'm gonna give you guys about 60 seconds to kind of figure out how you're gonna role play the accountable talk stems and look through the packet because there are different situations, there are different stems for different conversations. So I want you to practice that. Mr. Johnson, if you want to, you can get with math. If you want to, or you can work it on either way.
I'm reading that. Sixth grade boys do this.
Yeah.
So I've learned from them.
Right.
I've learned from them. I was like, what did you say? You know.
I like the way you. I was like,
How you little silly stuff.
Put them on the desk.
No, I mean, that's what it's trying to do. On a desk, but
What do you think?
they just have.
So I heard this border on the board because your small board is facing this way. You can put them on the top part.
They up there, but they're small. So we need to make them bigger.
Yeah.
So if you just told them you got it, you just made it.
Or post them around, or however you do accountable talk on the wall. Or do a bookmark where they can take it to their books. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever works. I had in the inside of my spine, I had a counter top. Make this guy hold this meeting where they take it. So it's right there. But after a while, after you practice it so many times, and they all see it.
So what I just heard Ms. Mosby say, it comes with that lead to.
Weeks. Let's step it up. What I heard Ms. Mosby say, I heard you using your accountable talk. Good job, good job.
So we already got a couple of things on our and it's specific to math.
Yeah.
So we said we had the kids look at
So I like the suggestion that Ms. Stubbs just had.
Oh, what she said?
There are accountable talk stems privy to each subject. And so she said that she has the math accountable talk stems posted in their room. They're just not using it. So I like the way you made that suggestion.
Because English and social studies hours can be really consistent.
All right, y'all ready to model? Come on, let's model.
Say it like-
Boop. You got to model. Model means like,
Oh, like we?
yeah, like do it. Like, yeah, do
All right, so if I have students, and they're talking, and what do you see a lot of?
it. We are your students. Don't talk to students, just do it.
Okay. All right, so would somebody tell me what an accountable talk stem is, please? Ms. Stubbs,
yeah, it's
use your stems.
I just heard you say
All right, thank you.
what is an accountable talk skill?
Accountable talk stems are important to our students' learning process. All right, can anyone add on to that?
Did your name?
Go ahead and finish.
I don't know what you meant.
I'm put on the spot so you can help me out. You know I didn't know I was gonna be up here, so.
I would like to agree with Ms. Stubbs. I think that in Mr. Wicks, I think that is very important to our learning environment that we use accountable talk to enhance the learning.
And so when you practice this, it forced them to think about it. It forced them to think about it. Come on, Social, let's see what you got. Come on. I ain't with y'all.
You already told me I talked too much. Let me sit down.
Practice.
I guess the example that we did use, me and Chris was talking about
China, cause that's what we on right now.
Right.
And what's the Song Dynasty? So we'll pretty much be talking about the Song Dynasty.
Model it. I'm talking school. Do
Okay.
it. Let's go.
So with the Song Dynasty, what was the Song Dynasty all about? Chris, could you just give a little snippet on
What is the Song Dynasty about?
I'm gonna use it. Hold
Yes.
on, come back, hold on.
what the hell?
I'm gonna read it for you. Come on. The baby Bobby, so Bobby.
God.
Hold on. You said what?
What is the Song Dynasty?
In the text, it stated that
In the text.
So in the text, it stated the Song
Song
Dynasty
Dynasty.
was one of the prominent dynasties in China during so and so time. So, Coach McKinnon, could you restate what Miss Crystal just said?
The Song Dynasty was one of the most prominent.
So, according to the text, according to
the text, the Song Dynasty is one of the prominent dynasties in China during ancient times.
Let's wrap it up for social studies. Social studies. Come on, science. Real quick. Come on.
So we've been talking about kinetic and potential energy. I need someone to explain to me what the difference is between kinetic and potential energy. One of them is very active, the other one is very passive. Can anyone tell me the difference? Which is which? Kinetic and potential energy. Look at the actual words themselves, and that actually gives you an idea what they do. Mr. Wicks.
I would like to, okay. What I just heard you say was that kinetic energy and potential energy,
Yes.
they have differences. I think the differences are X, Y, Z. And I was wondering, and I thought that would be a good way. If I understood you correctly, you believe that X, Y, Z and 1, 2, 3 is what it's all about.
Yes. Would anyone like to add on? Would anyone like to add on?
In comparison, the evidence shows that kinetic energy is static and what's the other one? Potential energy.
It has to have something, someone to do something to it, or something to do something to it.
That is exactly right. That's exactly right.
So snap it up for science. Come on, man.
Okay, so we are evaluating expressions, and when you don't know what number you should be putting into the equation, what are you going to use? Can somebody tell me what you're going to use if you don't know the number? Okay.
I heard what you said. I don't quite agree with the variable, but we're replacing the variable with something.
Yeah, right. But so you did the accountable touchdown because he said I agree.
So snap it up for math. So y'all see how it forces you to think about what you're saying rather than just yelling at your answers. And so that's what accountable talk is, where students have accountable conversations, where they're able to have those academic conversations, where they're able to really, really answer your question and think about it. Any questions about accountable talk? Okay, so that's one thing that we will be looking for, in your classrooms this